Underwood. Thin ice!
So I can't knock down a triple here. Woo, okay. Didn't even miss a shot this entire time, so take that. This better be good for the team.
Oh,
I thought for sure.
there it is. Boom! Yes!
All right, Illini Basketball Podcast, episode 302, presented by nobody, I guess. February 24th, 2026. February, remember that. Always, don't forget such a thing.
March can't come soon enough.
One more episode after this, I think, in February. And that's unfortunate that it's such a part of the season, you know, that month, given the...
At least it's short, I guess. I don't know.
The way people mispronounce it all the time, certainly. I think we could just do the whole episode on that today instead of talking about the game, I guess, you know, if you really wanted to.
Yeah, no reason to talk about this stupid game. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment if you're watching this later. We appreciate it. You can go buy merch over at Illini Basketball podcast-shop.fourthwall.com. And you can follow us over at Twitter at Podcast Illini. Let's get into the shit show that was the game Saturday, I guess. Well, I guess first, producer has stat of the day right off the bat. 23 points is the biggest comeback against a top 10 opponent in AP poll history. So,
yeah, I think
good.
I mean, it was 33-10 so early that it just makes it a little bit different than blowing it in a different way.
Yeah, and I mean, UCLA making shots they don't usually make, and everything seemed to be going in. Illinois' defense obviously didn't help that, but I think it all comes down to that final play. You know, Illinois scores on a great Wagler tip-in off a Humrick House missed three. I think he missed two in overtime. Tommy missed one. They were all short. I don't know why Tommy was short on everything. It seemed like the second half. Clock didn't stop when it got done. It was down to like 3 point something. The refs ended up calling timeout to get the clock right. And then Illinois called timeout right afterwards to set up their fantastic defense that they decided to run on this. And it just wasn't good. There was no guarding of Dent. I went back and watched it today again, and basically UCLA's guys crossed. They let Dent get the ball in down by the box, and Wagler was standing at the 3-point line when Dent got that ball, and nobody stepped up. Billadou, I believe, came up and set a screen on Wagler. Stojakovic stayed probably 5 to 6 feet back. Boswell came over. Both him and Stojakovic just kind of let him drive through him, and you got Big Z protecting air back there, and that's how you lose. It's tough.
Yeah, I had a feeling that they were going to lose the game somehow, but then I was like, it's actually not going to happen, and it did. I think they put like almost 2 seconds back on the clock. I think it was like 3.1 to 4.8 or something.
Yeah, I think it went to 4.9, I believe.
Yeah.
Could be wrong, but yeah, just, I mean, you know, it's a lot of time. And then just to not make Dent turn or do anything. Brad said their number one priority post-game was not letting Dent beat you. He said, quote, last play is frustrating. The one guy that can't beat you. Needed to make him pass, and a couple of our guys got out of the way, and that's on me. I got to do a better job working on that situation. I'm almost positive the officials would not have called a foul because of the crappy call they made on the block before, which was ludicrous. Have to agree with that. Phantom foul call on Big Z block. It was just it didn't work. Whatever they decided to do just wasn't right. And everybody's been showing the video of Tennessee doing it to them. I just don't understand how you don't make a guy even move left or right. And how there was a failure in that. I don't know if face guarding helps. I know a lot of people are, screaming they should have face guarded him. Illinois can't get through a screen to save their lives, which you saw in this game repeatedly. So I don't know if Dent doesn't get more open if you try face guard him. But the fact that Stojakovic didn't come up to the half court line when that screen was being set, just to force Dent either baseline or to cut one way or the other. Instead, he came right at him and drove right by him. It was bad. I don't know. I don't even know what else to say. And there was a lot of bad in this game. Just letting UCLA kind of get what they wanted. Brad complained about, letting guys like Daly, who ended up going 3 for 6 this game from 3. I think he came into the game 23%. After the game, he's 29% from 3. And just that one, it hit every part of the rim. It was like UCLA was throwing up shots, they were making it, and then Illinois started overplaying because they were making them.
Yeah, Daly has he has 2 other games where he's made 3 threes. He did it against Arizona, but very much like a guy who goes 0 for 2, 0 for 3, 1 for 4, stuff like that every game. And of course, I mean, he did shoot 38% last year.
Right.
So he's capable of making them. It's just that, I don't know, just UCLA got to a point where they couldn't miss, and I think Illinois' plan was probably fine. I mean, coming into the game, I think I remember mentioning that UCLA can shoot the 3. If they can do anything offensively, they can do that. And they're top 30 3-point team in percentage, 26 right now in 3-point percentage. And, they were obviously going to rely on that. I think one of the biggest problems I have with this game is that they made 23 twos and were almost 60%, when on the season they're 51.4% from 2. I think that's one of my biggest problems. And the fact that they're one of the worst teams in guarding the interior, and Illinois only took 27 twos. Like, there's no reason for UCLA to take 12 more twos than Illinois in this game.
Yeah, and it was one of those things where it was like kind of like Dent could get wherever he wanted. It kind of reminded you of the Michigan State game where Fears, he got to his spots and then he, passed out or, made a play. I mean, Dent having 15 assists in this game is insane. Like, how many did Fears have? 14 against Illinois?
I feel like Fears had more.
He might have. I don't know. But
he had 15.
Yeah, guards, these kind of guards, and Illinois tried to have an excuse they didn't have Boswell. Well, you had Boswell this game. I know he got, punched in the mouth or elbowed in the mouth or shouldered in the mouth. Ended up getting some stitches, but just the on-ball defense and the lack of guarding the screens was a big part of why UCLA made such a big run. So,
I mean, Illinois was like plus 12 offensive glass.
Yeah.
Plus 16 on the glass. It's crazy that they lost this game. Plus 12 in free throw attempts. Took too many threes. I mean, obviously 13 for 42.
Down the stretch, it was especially when they were able to get to the basket and get to the free throw line, just to take some of the threes they did. And if 2 more fall, 1 more falls, if Hummer hits a 3, if Hummer makes that 3 instead of Wagler tipping that in, I mean, I think Hummer had 2 attempts in overtime, and Tommy had 1 or 2 and just couldn't get him to fall.
Yeah, they also just looked disorganized a little bit on both ends, which I think can happen at certain points of the season. I mean, the online reaction to this game has been so ridiculous, and I think obviously as the years go by and you're making the tournament every year, more people are going to come out of the woodwork and start discussing the team online. I think that leads to just some ridiculous takes that I saw a lot of on Saturday night, and it's fine. I mean, people can think that way. They're stupid, but they can think that way.
Sure. Brad also about the play said, quote, "We tried to pick it up full court," which not really. We had Z back at the rim. They back screened it. Dre was right there, and all we were trying to do was force him to veer or pass, and he just got by us. We knew the back screen was coming. We talked about it in the timeout. We have seen the play, but letting him get all the way to the rim was not in the game plan.
I think this is just bad execution by the players. I think there's a lot of that defensively in this game, like a lot of it. Like the numbers that UCLA put up from 2. Just that bothers me the most. And the thing is, like, Dent in this game, 5 for 13 from 2, 5 for 15 from the field. He wasn't killing them in efficiency. Really, the guys that killed you efficiently were Booker, Daly, Dent, and or Bilodeau and Perry. I mean, those are the guys that scored big baskets and made threes when they needed to. And Illinois just didn't do that outside of like Hummer and Jake Davis. Both, they had 8 threes between the two of them, but just didn't seem like anybody was able to make the big one. And it's such a tease because, my God, they're running them out of the building in the first 10 minutes of this game. Just running them out of the building. 33-10. Everything felt good. And then UCLA just couldn't miss forever. And the thing is, like, UCLA was making 7, 8, 9 shots in a row, and Illinois still had the lead.
Yeah, they made 11 in a row, and Illinois was still up 11 or something, I saw.
It's a shame.
I think they went like 16 for 18 over that course. Speaking of bad takes, a lot of chat going on. So let's check that out. Quackle, how you doing? Bob, how you doing? Jeffrey says thin ice. He's ready to fire Brad once again. Jim says typical dog days grind portion of the season. Everyone to blame on the last play, says Jay. I agree. It wasn't one guy that messed that up. It was the assignments. It was the coverage. It was all of it. Jim says last shot plays frequently happens because teams play no fouls, weak defense. And I feel like the players were scared to foul. That's why they were so far off of him. But it sounds like Brad was emphasizing, like, they're not going to call that.
They definitely would have, though, I think.
I think they would have. But
I mean, there was 39 fouls called in this game.
Yeah. Quackle says the momentum felt so off the entire second half. I knew we weren't sneaking out of that one. Tough giving that one to Sky. Can't let the same thing happen with Merez. Sky hit a big 3 late in the game, right? Maybe not late, but.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, when Sky returned to Champaign, Illinois beat them. So.
Yeah. Bootzilla says, hey guys, it's 4.9 seconds. Just force the guy to not dribble in a straight line once and we win. Embrot says Friday is considerably less important. I would say it's still important.
Jay's comment, I think, is like insane, but that's fine.
This one?
Yeah.
Jay says, is Boswell really this elite defender? I just don't see it on a consistent basis. Probably elite for this team, yet that's not saying much. This defense just needs to be average.
I don't think that this take is even on the same planet of the takes that are correct. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but like I just so do not agree with that. I mean, we're coming off of a game where I know that Arenas was sick, but like Boswell was all over him in that USC game. And I think Boswell definitely an elite defender. I think this defense is fine. Like, this is a weird game. UCLA is making a ton of threes. I think the way that Illinois covered them was in a way that if UCLA did things that weren't their strengths, then Illinois could be in trouble, which I think is probably every game. But like UCLA made a bunch of 2s. They don't usually do that. And they made 3s, which they do. And I think that maybe, Illinois would like to have a little bit of a different plan for this game. But I don't think this defense is as big of a problem as people think.
Yeah, guys hit shots. UCLA was getting bounces. I mean, Perry threw that one turnaround jumper up over Boswell that hit so hard off the backboard, somehow falls in. It was just like the way the ball bounced. I like, you hate to say that, but in these overtime games, in these, buzzer beater games, the way the ball bounces matters. Brad was really pissed off about the one rebound they didn't get. They had a great defensive set, and that was such a terrible shot. And you say it all the time, because I'll yell rebound at people, and you say it all the time. Like it's just hard to rebound something like that. Like that shot was so far off. I mean, it clanged, it hit the ground, it bounced around. Like it's just how the ball bounced this game.
Yeah, this is not the game where I'm concerned about rebounding. I mean, their point guard, essentially, if you want to call Walker the point guard, had 6 offensive rebounds, including the most important one of the game to put them ahead. And unfortunately, in like football, they left too much time on the clock. There's nothing they could do. Of course, if Hummer just makes that, it's fine.
Jim says, I admit a jolt of doubt when on the radio pregame they mentioned Illini have never won in Poly. I don't know. I thought I saw Warner tweet out that nobody has gone to the West Coast and won both games this season. I don't know if that's true or not, but maybe. I assume if he said it, it's true.
I don't know though. Maybe it's for you're telling me teams haven't beaten Oregon and Washington this year.
I don't know. Maybe Illinois did it last year. Yeah, I don't know. I could have swore I saw that tweet. Maybe I dreamt the tweet. I don't know. Bootzilla says we hardly ever go under screens. I'll never understand it. We never go under screens, and they never work through screen. Like there were so many screens where Boswell just kind of ate it, and I don't know if that was the switch that they were looking for. But in that, I don't think Big Z closes out good enough. I mean, as big as he is, like he's terrible at closing out on guys shooting. Perry hit one in his eye, and then Billadou hit one late early in overtime where like Big Z didn't even try to, like, you can't leave Tyler Billadou wide open. You can't. And they did it a bunch of times, it seemed like, in the last 5 minutes in overtime. Jeffrey says we don't hedge screens hard enough, period. That last play shows an unprepared team for that situation play. I agree. Friday's game is very important, especially if you want to maintain a 2 seed and a very slim chance at a 1 seed. Yeah, I think the worst part about this loss is like Iowa State had just lost. It was one of those games. Like if Illinois wins this game, there's talk about maybe sneaking into the 1 seed, especially if they beat Michigan on Friday. And now it's, can they hold on to a 2 seed?
Win every game the rest of the year. Win the Big Ten tournament, beat Michigan twice, beat Michigan State or Purdue in the Big Ten tournament, you might get a 1 seed.
Bootzilla says, I think he meant no one has gone out west and beat USC and UCLA since they've been in the Big Ten. Okay.
Because like last year, Illinois won both on the West Coast.
Brandon says you should never fight over a screen against a 17% 3-point shooter. I agree. If Illinois won against UCLA, that 2 seed was locked up. Yep, I think that's kind of the biggest downer about this game.
I mean, it would have been locked up until they went to Maryland and lost at the end of the season.
So you're just locking in Illinois at a 3 seed, huh?
2 or 3, I have no problem either way.
Yeah, I don't think it, like, I know people want the 2 seed or they, it is, but it's March. Like you have to win. It's survive in advance, right?
Yeah,
it's one game at a time.
Like Illinois,
these games don't matter. You might not get a double bye in the Big Ten tournament now. I don't know. I don't know how all that's going to shake out because there's a lot of teams with 4 losses now. But I just like none of this matters right now.
This is going to be their 6th straight tournament appearance. I don't think we need to be jockeying about seeds constantly. Like get a 2 or a 3, just get in and win. Like that's it. At this point, they've been there. This is going to be their 6th time in a row, which is what brings me to my next point. Before you know what, let's do it real quick.
Sure.
Like the tweets I'm getting about the coaching staff, it's just like
you were very aggressive on Twitter.
Well, I just don't understand why people have to question.
A lot of F-bombs.
people have to question the coaching staff after this game. Like, yeah, they lost the game. Yeah, the plan could have been better. Yeah, but like people acting like, oh, Brad's never won anything big. Like, I don't know. I think that winning like a co-regular season, which should have been twice, like 2021, they should have gotten. I mean, they won 3 more games than Michigan and didn't get a share of the Big Ten tournament or the Big Ten title that season. So that should be 2. Warner, shut up. They've won the Big Ten tournament twice. They got to the Elite 8 2 years ago. I don't know. I feel like Brad's done a pretty good job at Illinois. I don't think that it's just like a reaction of people that think that the answer is always firing a coach after losing a game. Like there's this one guy who I think might be the stupidest fucking person in the history of the world talking about this stuff. Like at what point, I don't know. I guess that I used to be like a 12-year-old sports fan who thinks that firing coaches is cool, but I think I'm over that at this point. You know, I usually don't ever call for a coach to be fired. And I'm definitely not going to do that after this game. There's some people who are like 70 years old and have like an old school Illini logo as their profile picture on YouTube or another platform. And they like to call for the coach's job over things a lot too, even though it's probably not the right thing every time.
Yeah. Warner says this team is 0-4 in one-score games this year, 1-6 in the last 2 years, according to my calculations. And that's a problem. I mean, that is a problem. And they got to
win one of these overtime games.
Yeah, they got to figure it out.
If you go to the overtime of the NCAA tournament, you better figure out how to win it.
Jeffrey says, almost rather see them get a 2 seed or a 4 seed just for bracket strength and matchups. Okay, guys, this is what I don't get about Illinois fans. It's national title, national title, national title. You got to beat everybody. It doesn't matter. Like if your goal is Brad Underwood needs to win a national championship, who gives a shit what seed we are? Like I don't understand that. Like it's March Madness. You got to go win games.
NCAA tournament, yes.
Yeah, you call it whatever you want.
So I got a reply from a guy who I don't know if he deactivated his Twitter or what, but I can't even see his tweets anymore. Or he blocked the podcast.
He blocks you for sure. Probably because you F-bombed him 8 times.
He said coaching matters, ... And I said, let me get to I guess there's some other stuff he said too. Every BU Illini hoops team has looked tired late. What the fuck does that even mean? Not sure if it's a strength and conditioning program or what, but it's a clear pattern. Stupid. Like there's some people who just fucking shouldn't have a phone, you know? There's people who are like that. And then he said coaching matters, and then I said, yeah, like he said, what part of this performance was unlike them? What does that mean? I don't know. They shot 31% from 3. Yeah, I don't know. They have a top 30 defensive efficiency team, give up 94 points or 95 points or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, this team has literally played. They have 3. Okay, so they've lost 6 times, 3 times in overtime. 2 of those were on the road against teams that are going to be in the NCAA tournament. The other one was in a game where they were missing guys. Get that. There was a lot of issues with the Wisconsin game. That's the one overtime game they absolutely should have won. This one probably in that category as well. The other 3 losses, they lost to Alabama by what, 4 or 3? Mm-hmm. They lost to who's that other team? Nebraska. They lost to Nebraska by 3. And then they lost to UConn by 13. UConn's the one game where they've lost by more than 4 points. So, like, this is the type of stuff that I think gets you ready for March. They played a lot of close games, but they have to start winning them. That's the thing. Friday is a big one. If Friday is close, you have to win that game. Because that's, at that point, I know Michigan's better than Illinois, but I would start questioning certain things if they got to win some of these close games. Because you look at, you know, the last time that they really won a close, hard-fought game, I guess Nebraska's in that category. It ended up being a 9-point game, but that was close all the way out. Purdue, I think, was a close game. Like, those are the 2 that you would point to as close wins. I mean, they kind of ran away with the Tennessee game, and Texas Tech was so early in the season that it's kind of tough to count that, but it was a close game. So you got to figure out how to close some of these games out. And I think a lot of it just comes down to if they make threes late, they win the game. If they don't, they lose, because that was pretty much exactly what happened at Purdue, is they made the threes late. And this game, they didn't make the threes late.
Yep. And they shots were just short. As much as Brad talked about travel and all that stuff, being in a place that's two different time zones different for a week is going to take a toll on you. I don't care,
which is why I was upset about how tired they looked, but I guess it's understandable if you think about it that way. I don't know. So we're 25 minutes in. Let's go ahead and do player of the game. Sure.
I'm going to go with Hummer. 29 minutes, 15 points, 5 for 10. They were all threes. Couldn't make one down the stretch. Like I said, he did make a huge one with like a minute 40 left to tie the game. 5 rebounds and assists, 1 block, which was a big play defensively late in the game, or overtime. It all kind of ran together after that. But I thought he was really good defensively. He was 50% from 3, which I think we'll take from him. Wish one of those would have went down late. But I thought overall good game, very good game from Hummer when Mirkovic was not very good.
No, we'll have to talk about him at some point. I'm going Keaton Wagler. I just think that the big thing for me was the 6 offensive rebounds and making the shot to give them the lead at the end, and also made all of his free throws, made big free throws, especially down the stretch.
He did.
8 for 8 from the line.
I was worried he wouldn't make those.
1 for 6 from 3. He's down to 42% from 3 on the year. A little bit of a cold streak from 3. I mean, he went 5 for 10 against Wisconsin, and since then he's 2 for 11. So hopefully he can figure that out against Michigan. But, the 3 that he made was the first shot of the game. So it's tough that he missed the next 5. But also had 6 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal. I don't know if he's had a game with more than 1 block. I guess I'm looking. Missouri, he had 2 and 2, and LIU, he had 2 and 2. But 2 blocks and a steal in this game. 2 turnovers, which I think you can live with. Only 4 turnovers last 3 games. That's pretty good for a guy who's on the ball quite a bit, especially with the way teams are defending him right now.
Yeah, and he didn't make the shots that you're used to him making, I guess. Like some of those threes, I'm like, okay, there's Wagler, he's back. But yeah, overall good game. Brad was not very happy about his mid-range jumper in the game, but that was about the only shot Brad said he was mad about. So, great game from Wagler. And defensively, he's definitely getting a lot better than what he was. So you got to take that for sure from a freshman. What's up, chat? Ethan left. Usually I'm the one leaving. I think I saw 8, 5 in games under 10 points. It's the overtime or 1-score games they need to start winning. Yeah. Embrot says about seeding, easier pass or worth hoping for. The 5th seed is in the 1st seed's bracket. Stuff like that makes the people deciding where you play and statistics measure they used is big. Sure. Hummer Legacy game. It was crazy. Like I don't think I've watched a game with like other people around in a while. And we were at a trivia night and they had the game on in the other room. So I skipped trivia for a little while to go watch the end of the game. And the amount of people that were just like all over Hummer and how good he was when he made that 3 with like a minute 30 left, and then literally missed the next one, and everybody was yelling at him to not shoot anymore. It's insane how polar people are on Hummer and what he does.
He has he's shooting 1% better than last season currently, 35%. Last couple games have helped, 50% last 2 games, 8 for 16. I mean, you got to take that any day. And he's been playing, a lot of minutes. Like he's ever since the incident, whatever happened against Minnesota, where he played 9 minutes, he's been playing 20 plus a night and oftentimes 25 plus a night. So he's going to be part of the team. It's the same thing we did last year with him. It's like, he's going to be on the team.
Yeah.
He's going to be playing. There you go. And I think that Jake Davis is, probably the best player on the team, but he's
Okay.
got to keep starting. I think just to keep rolling with this lineup. I don't care at this point,
Yeah, I don't. The chat is asking about starting Ben and have him guard Yaxel.
Yeah.
Also asking if we should put Boswell on him. My worry is who guards Cadeau if we do that. But that's not this episode. That's going to be next episode. We're going to do that on Thursday. So Jeffrey says Wagler does look like he's lost a little bit of his legs late in the game. I've noticed that too. Even Merck looked like he was dragging in that game. I feel like the whole team was dragging this game. That's what it looked like to me. Also, Wagler almost got his arm ripped off or something.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like he was out for 6 minutes total. His arm almost fell off.
Last 5 games, Wagler minutes 39, 29, 39, 44, 41.
Jinx coming in hot, not very happy. Hi guys, I'm fed up with Underwood's excuses. Why the F didn't Underwood have his team dent the ball, then double team him? Yeah, the execution at the end of the game was awful. I don't know what else to say about it besides it seemed like everybody missed their assignment. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
They never should have let him have the ball with a full head of steam. Yeah, that's like the fact that he got it running towards the basket is crazy. A lot of Hummer and Jake Davis excitement in the chat. So I could be wrong, but it seems like Merck gets hit in the head or face a lot. Teams rough him up. Merck to get him off his game. Yeah, Brad kind of mentioned something about that, like they were all over him and stuff like that. So I think UCLA got to play quite aggressive also. So, and there were still a ton of fouls called. So I don't really know. Other game observations. Observations. I don't know. We had 9 turnovers, free throws, 25 for 31. Stojakovic, 6 of 9 this game. I think was probably the biggest one. That everybody else missed 1. Stojakovic missing 3. 20 offensive rebounds. I don't know. Yeah, late game, they probably should have drove the ball more. So I don't know what else to say about that. The producer wants to know if Brad should have called a timeout when UCLA went on the run to close out the first half.
I know he doesn't usually do that, but he definitely has done it this year. I don't remember which game, but he definitely did it this year at some point.
I think he did it early, maybe in one game, but he won't usually do it. I don't know. He usually does it right at the beginning to rip people, or he doesn't do it at all.
Yeah.
He also asked, what adjustments would you have liked to see defensively to slow down UCLA? They ran that matchup zone late with the 2 bigs, and it worked pretty effective, except when Big Z wouldn't close out on people.
Yeah.
I thought defensively they were okay. Like I said, Brad talked about it a lot. Like they let guys that usually don't make shots, like Daly and stuff, force them out farther, which is not what they want to do. Brad even said, quote, we got worried about them making shots instead of playing with a little variance and playing by the numbers. Then all of a sudden it became layups and easy baskets. Every single time you play the numbers, you play the percentages. To their credit, they made them. They had a players only meeting and got beaten by 100 twice and came home and were fighting for a good win at home, and they deserved it.
I mean, this game meant way more to them than Illinois, obviously, but we can't really say that too strongly because this game had to matter for Illinois to because it was a game.
Brandon said during the run there were 2 TV timeouts. I don't think an extra timeout would have changed that. Jay says, was the foul on Merck before the half on the 3 really a foul? Didn't even look like he touched the dude.
It was not a foul. It was a terrible call.
The announcers seemed to think it was a foul.
The announcers are fucking stupid.
They did not I don't think they showed the play very well on the replay also, but
it's a ridiculous call to make in that situation.
Yeah. It's just it's something they shouldn't be doing though. Jinx says this game is a prime example why I don't believe this team will win 6 in March. Up 23, out rebounded UCLA and still lose because of horrible defense.
You don't believe this team won't win 6? Yeah, they probably won't. I mean, one team does,
And if you ask Ethan, it's not going to be Illinois. So
never has. So be a surprise to me. I mean, if they win 5, I'd feel really good about that. It means they got to the championship game. If they win 4, that'd be great.
Yeah. I guess we can talk about Stojakovic a little bit. Stoy was 8 points, 1 for 5 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3, 6 of 9 from the line, 3 rebounds and assist, 2 turnovers. And that's it.
Yeah, free throw jinx, 6 for 9. It's tough. I mean, first game he's been ineffective since Nebraska, where he was fine but not great. He's been really good for the most part. The 3 games that he played going into this game, which were Northwestern, Michigan State, and USC, very good. Not in this game though. Very ineffective. Only having 8 points in 27 minutes, missing 3 free throws. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. He's the one guy who will disappear in these games just because of the way his game is, I think.
Yeah. It's just I don't know how Wagler can get to the rim and Stojakovic can't sometimes though. I guess.
Wagler has a spin move that teams somehow haven't picked up on yet.
That is true. I already talked about Z. Merkovich sat for a long time, didn't play probably the last 15 minutes of this game. By the way, I saw Illinois gave up how many points did they give up in the last 35? 86 points in the last 35 minutes or something like that. I think somebody tweeted that out. So.
They gave up 85 in the last 30. Yeah, because 35 minutes because UCLA had 10 points in the first 10 minutes, and then with overtime, it was 35 more minutes after that.
Yeah, it's not good. Merck 25 minutes, 3 points, 1 for 7, 0 for 4 from 3, 1 for 2 from the line. He had 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 turnovers, had 4 fouls in this game.
Also tough.
Yeah. Brandon said this team is very simple. Merck has to have a good game for them to win.
I think that's kind of true at this point, And when he impresses Dusty May on Friday, he'll go to Michigan.
That's true. Yeah, he's gone. You heard it here first, folks. It was in the group chat earlier. Unforgivable fumble out of bounds off Andre's stone hands, says the producer. So the question that the producer is asking is, who deserves more blame for this loss? The staff or the upperclassmen?
I think it's tough to play the blame game.
I don't know. I think everybody's to blame. I think coaching is to blame. I think the players not doing, remembering their assignments and their scouting reports to blame. I think the ball getting, good bounces UCLA's way is to blame. If you ask Brad, he was pissed off about the rebound. Like I said, we talked about the one play that, and I'm sure this is what Brad's talking about, but he said, quote, "I'm pissed off. We didn't freaking defensive rebound." He wanted to say the other word, but he refrained. At that, and that's just toughness stuff you have to win. And we lose a game like that because we didn't get a damn defensive rebound against a team that's hungry. We're plenty good enough. The missed free throws and the defensive rebounding, that's the stuff that burns my rear end. You do that in 2 weeks and you're going home.
Good point. I agree. I think we can all agree with that.
Brandon's blaming the players.
He wants to play the blame game.
I mean, I can see it's on the player. Like I said, I think that this was a group loss, though.
Yeah.
I feel like there were little things everywhere that caused this loss. But post game, Wagler was asked about losing this late in the season. He said, quote, "It creates a sense of urgency, but also this game isn't going to define our season. We're worried about March Madness. We want to win championships. This is a good learning point for us." And I love that from a freshman.
Don't love that he said March Madness. It's a very commercialized thing to say, but that's fine.
You would say that.
Well, we commercialize this thing, and it's like these losers who know nothing watch it and get to enjoy it. I guess it's where the Olympics are too, which I do want to talk about that. I don't know why the producer didn't put that on there, but we can cover that later.
The Olympics?
The hockey games.
Okay. No one likes a burnt rear end. I agree. Producer sounds like a real piece of work. Yeah, he's something. How many broadcasts this year has an analyst calling the game not knowing the rules? Jim Jackson says 3 different times Brad Underwood needs to challenge the final foul call of the game when Big Z fouled him. Yeah, you can't challenge fouls. Apparently, a lot of people on Twitter didn't know that rule either. So
lame.
We gotta get going. I gotta be somewhere. Holy
all right. Let's see. The big picture.
Got anything else on this game you want to talk about before we move on? Okay.
We did 40 minutes on it. That's enough for the people.
Good.
Big picture. Teams with elite point guard play and stretch bigs have apparently destroyed Illinois. Nick Boyd, Donovan Dent, Jeremy Fears Jr., right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's a junior, I think.
LeBron.
Like Jeremy Fears, I think.
Yeah. LeBron Philon from Alabama. I think it's Philon. Jalen Crocker Johnson, who's a stretch big, who, he killed him in the first 10 minutes, but he didn't really do anything after that. He made 5 threes early, and then that was it. Rapp from Wisconsin. Bilodeau spelled wrong here. And then Kohler. Did Kohler really kill them? I don't know if I view that game as Kohler really killing them. I think Fears killed them the most. They can't close out games, apparently. 5 of 6 losses, 4 fewer points. We're going to that. 4 Big Ten losses, combined 9 points. And then they had a 12-point lead against Wisconsin, a 9-point lead against Michigan State, and a first half 23-point lead against UCLA in the 3 overtime losses. So that's kind of annoying. Updated tournament resume. They're 13-4 in the conference, 22-6 overall, still 4th in the net. I think they might be 4th in the net for the rest of the season, no matter what. At this point, they're 13-6 in Q1 and Q2, 7-5 in Q1. Wisconsin, Indiana, Missouri, Northwestern, all chances to turn into Q1 games. They're 9-0 in Quad 3 and Quad 4. The results-based metrics: KPI, the 10th, strength of record, 12th. Wins above bubble, 7th, which what the hell does that even mean? I guess I know what it means, but it's still stupid.
You're supposed to cover it.
Yeah, well, we're on a time crunch here. BPI 6th, still 4th on KenPom, and their Torvik is 6th as well. The offense is up to 133 now in efficiency, so still number 1 in the country and number 1 by 3.1 efficiency points or whatever those are called. Whatever I just said was made up, but we're going to roll with it. The bracket
Jim
reveal
says,
happened.
Does anyone consistently shut down elite point guards?
Does anyone in the country? I don't know. Illinois? I mean, they're elite for a reason. Like, they shut down Braden Smith to a point where they couldn't lose the game. I don't know. I mean, he was still really good. It's tough. I mean, those guys are, I will say, David Coit, who had like 1,000 points going into that game, the Maryland game, and they shut him down. I mean, he had 15 points, but he went 1 for 8 from 3. Teams weren't letting him do that. Sturts kind of shut Sturts down. Bruce Thornton was great against Illinois, so you can't really say him. But it's tough. I think the key is, and I think, Brad, this is the way that it is don't let the other guys beat you. And they did let the other guys beat them. And they didn't even, Dent had a fine game. He wasn't, amazing. You know, his shooting is still not great, but he obviously made the big plays when he needed to. Earlier bracket reveal is, no point even talking about it now. You know?
It's true. Michigan was number 1, Duke number 2, Arizona number 3, Iowa State number 4. Michigan lost to Duke, Iowa State lost.
Houston lost to Kansas.
Houston lost.
Kansas is I hate watching that team. Them against
Kansas
Cincinnati.
loses to Cincinnati.
How much did you watch of the Cincinnati game?
I watched most of it.
That was so annoying that they had 4 possessions in a row and they just kept going down further, and Peterson's not even touching the basketball. He's just standing there. They had 3 or 4 possessions in a row where they still weren't dead, where Darren Peterson just didn't get the ball.
Right. Very
puzzling. I hate that Kansas team. I can't believe they beat Houston last night. It's such a joke. But whatever.
He's killed Houston also.
Yeah.
They didn't just beat them.
Yeah, I don't really know where to go with the Big 12 at this point.
So, early bracket reveal, you would call it stupid.
Stupid when it's 3 days later. Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, I think it stops mattering.
Other things have happened.
For Illinois, especially.
I believe most people have Illinois as the number 2 seed still, bracketologist wise, just with Houston's loss. I think they have them over Houston now. So it goes UConn, Illinois, Houston, Purdue.
I mean, there's only 4.
Purdue or Illinois is going to end up on the 3 line. One of the two has to, I think.
There are 4 teams, actually 5 teams in the KenPom top 10 that have less than 5 losses. So teams are losing. Michigan, Duke, Arizona all have 2 losses. Gonzaga has 2 losses, and Iowa State has 4. Gonzaga's lost, though. One of them is to Portland, which is by far the worst loss for any of the good teams in the country this season. So teams are losing. I think that's going to help. I mean, UConn has 3 losses. They're 11th on KenPom, but they also got beat by Creighton. So not great. All right, final thing here. Olympics, USA hockey gold in men's and women's beat Canada in overtime, both games. I think both games were 2-1. I was up at 7 a.m. watching this. Had a great time. Great game.
Really?
Phenomenal game, yeah.
Chanting USA during it?
No.
Did you have a flag or anything to wave?
No, just watching the game.
Wearing red, white, and blue?
Probably not. I was probably still wearing my Illini stuff from the night before.
Jeez.
It was early, yeah.
Unpatriotic?
Yeah, which is why I was offended by the phone call in the locker room by the president to the men's team. I was super offended by that.
And Kash Patel partying with him? Were you offended by that too?
I don't want to get political here, but I think Kash Patel's a fucking retard, but that's fine. It's fine. You don't have to say that. But no, it's just it's one of those things, I have no problem with any of it. I don't care. But I just think that my main focus is the fact that they beat Canada in their own sport.
Right?
And both. The thing that's pissing me off right now is how offended everybody is by the joke in the lot. It's the people cared about the women's team winning. And I just don't get why people I don't know. I don't even know how to articulate this.
I just wouldn't even try.
It just annoys me that we're.
Those flags show up?
I don't know. It's just, I was excited that they both won. I don't see why we have to make it a men versus women thing. It's very strange.
Right.
We'll Ethan opened Thursday's episode with Kurt Russell's miracle speech. You know what I really think about? Maybe I might. I mean, the Michigan coming off a loss against Michigan, I might do that. I mean, I've been known to do that in the past.
Yep.
I'll have to load the speech back onto the new software. I'll definitely try to do that. But don't forget to put that on the dock to open the next episode. So don't forget.
Yeah. Also, we were supposed to take calls this episode, but we're running out of time. So maybe call in next episode, Thursday, when we preview the Michigan game.
Yeah, might lose its purpose if it's not about UCLA.
I mean, people can still complain about UCLA.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think what Herb Brooks said in real life before the gold medal game in 1980 is something that I like more than anything from that team. So if anybody wants to watch the Miracle documentary that just came out like a month ago on Netflix, they should. And they'll learn what he said, because I'm not going to say it here. Make you watch that. All right, yeah. Michigan game preview will be on Thursday. I think the Michigan State Purdue game's at 7, right?
I don't know. I can look.
Which means we'd probably just do 6, I suppose.
Sure.
Lots to cover with the Michigan game.
Thursday. Yep. 7 o'clock on Peacock. So everybody can complain about that. Go ahead.
Yeah. We'll be back on Thursday.
Thursday at 6. We'll see you then.
All right. Goodbye. Underwood.